Right, welcome back. Let's take a look at those trending topics now. And first up this morning, we have hashtag UCL Draw. That's the UEFA Champions League draw yesterday. And it had to be redone. I think Zimbabwe covered this one in the sport. And this because of Man United crying foul over the initial draw where they were drawn against PSG. And of course, yeah, well, I guess didn't really want to. But everything I say, it really doesn't matter. The point is, it was redone and they avoided PSG.
Wow. Okay. Well, I don't know. I just know there was a big outcry about this and redraws and all of these things and technical glitches. So I'm not sure. So I can't get involved in it. But I know that that's still the #1 trending topic. So yeah, there we go. And we did speak to that in the sports news. All right, let's have a look at the next trending topic. And that one is last December without. And this really is just people randomly speaking out. And it's quite sad, actually, because a lot of people are just saying, you know, I suppose it's more wishes than anything. Hashtag last December, here's one, without a car and celebrating a birthday without a girlfriend. That's what this Twitter user has to say. Another one saying, last December without me driving this car, and they've got a picture of a beautiful car there. And here's another one, last December without a job. Being unemployed is very painful and demoralizing. Please retweet if you agree. So people just saying what this last December is going to be. Oh, here's a nice one. Last December without a ring on my finger. We're getting married, rain or not, and a picture of the gift card that he's going to be married.
I tell you what, these things actually, or at least I believe there's power in actually writing things down. I remember before I got my first car, I was working down the road here in Auckland Park at the Math Centre and waiting for a taxi with a colleague. And that day it was drenching and we were soaked through. And I remember saying, this is the last summer that I will stand here waiting for a taxi. And it was. And it was.
Well, there you go. So will it, and it should happen. But maybe don't just will it, work for it as well.
Yeah.
That's also a good bit of advice. But yes, it is. It does. It's always nice to look back on it. So yeah, people willing exactly that. Last December.
Liking that.
It's lovely. Without a job and my own place to stay, and my last December broke. So yeah, hopefully this is
make it happen.
It's a good thing.
Yeah.
All right, so that's your last December without trend. Another one. Which one's this? Justice for Attila. That's a very sad one.
Very sad one. So this picture was put up by Mavino Tambo, or Tabo, who said, "Rest in peace, my nephew who was stabbed by his girlfriend. I'm so broken." And then asking for justice for Attila. Sure. And a very sad story. Again, you know, in a country where we just seem to be beset with, and the scourge has really gripped us of violence. And we talk about gender-based violence, 16 days of activism, and very often there are always those who are loath to point out this doesn't just happen against women, against men as well, and I guess this is the case. But the reason why, I suppose, you always have the women, that emphasis on women is because there's a disproportionate number of cases on that side. Not to say it doesn't happen to men, because here is the example of this happening to men as well.
And I mean, one tweet even coming out and saying this will not trend because he's a man and not a woman. Well, it is trending. It's right up there, and I'm glad that we're speaking about this. So that's a story, I'm sure, that is going to develop throughout the day. And then, of course, just the final one is Zimbabweans, and I'm really struggling to understand this one. And I think we need to look further into it, because it just seems that, you know, it's happening and then it's not happening, and then it's happening and it's not happening. And this is what I'm talking about, is that it's basically a story coming through about, I've got the story there, South Africa reversing plans to send 200,000 Zimbabweans home. Now, you know, I'm not too sure, because then there are people that are denying that this actually happened. So the report reading, and this is, I'm reading off News 24, South Africans have jettisoned a plan that would have forced about 200,000 Zimbabweans to return home, to the satisfaction of critics who said it would have caused a humanitarian crisis. The Department of Home Affairs gave no reason for withdrawing its directive to end the Zimbabwean exemption permit on Monday. So we need to look into that and perhaps just find out, because some people saying no, this is not the case, others saying yes, it is. So I'm still reading into it. I'm not too sure, but that is a trending topic as well. So perhaps we invite Home Affairs and get more clarity on what's going on.
Indeed, it's a huge talking point, especially around the permits, around the issue of employment and the high levels of unemployment in South Africa, and how all of this feeds into that. So as you can imagine, there would be so many tentacles to this story that will be discussed, no doubt, ad nauseum. So this is why Zimbabweans is trending.
All right, that wraps up our trending topics for now.